Hello, everyone. Mr. Trivia here, Top Rope Report. Getting ready to do our Friday Night SmackDown recap. We're going to try Facebook Live again to see if we can get that going. Let's see what we got. We're going to bring up Mr. 24/7, see if he can.
Yo.
What's up, DJ?
Yeah, I can't see you.
You can't see me?
No.
All right. Well, then I guess we're going to have to do the show page again.
All
right. Bye.
Yep.
What's up, Greg? I guess it's not bringing Greg up either on. I guess we're going to have to do the show page. Give me a minute, folks. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining in on TikTok. We'll be with you momentarily. Let me get to the show page here. Unfortunately, you won't see us on TikTok, but you'll see us. You won't see us on Facebook, but you'll see us on TikTok, and anybody that watches on YouTube. All right, let me get to the show page here. Greg, you still on TikTok there? I'm trying to get to the show page here. I'm scrolling up. I don't see it on here for some reason. I don't know where it is. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. Greg, if you can, give us a call. Give me a call here on the show page because I'm scrolling up on my thing. and I can't say it. I can't find the show page on my phone. Somebody call me on the show page, please. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Sorry. I just had a senior moment there. Sorry about that. I had a senior moment. So just waiting on Greg now. So there he comes. Sorry, Greg, I had a senior moment. I scrolled right by it.
Yep.
So
Fucking idiot.
yes.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you're a fucking idiot.
Yes, I am. All right. Ready? Here we go, guys. All set, Greg?
Yep.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live edition of Top Rope Report here on TikTok Live and YouTube. I'm your host, the illustrious Mr. Trivia. Joining me each week, my co-host, my tag team partner, my best friend, the best in the business, the Nugster Greg, and Mr. 24/7. Gentlemen, what's going on?
Gentlemen. Not a whole lot. Gentlemen.
So,
Jesus. You know, I was getting insulted first thing in the morning.
all right, everybody that's tuning in on TikTok, don't forget to like, follow, and share the page today. We're bringing you our Friday Night SmackDown recap. We're going to be talking a little bit of WrestleMania. So, guys, if you're all set, we can get started.
All right. So this week's Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown took place in the O2 Arena in London, England, in the UK, as they continue their UK tour, the European tour. This week's SmackDown started off with what can only be considered karaoke. We started out with Cody Rhodes coming out to the ring, and in true Top Rope Report fashion, anything and everything SmackDown gets started off with Mr. 24/7. EJ, what were your thoughts?
Not a bad opening. The fans, whether you love or hate it, like Cody's song or Randy's song, and like they're gonna sing along with it, and they really are. And to me, I mean, there's not really a better way to start the show than to let them go crazy and sing. So, I mean, to me, it was a smart way to start. Kind of getting sick of Cody's promos, but they're not bad. They're always good. I'm just, it's it's getting to me a little bit, but the fact that Randy was a part of this just made it that much better. So Cody comes out and he first he talks about fighting Cena at Mania, and he goes in to talk about how he struggled early on in his career. He left and came back. And then Randy came out, humongous pop, they're singing a song, and Randy just basically is praising him, praising Cody. Look at you, look at where you came from, look at where you're at. He's like, you basically changed the business single-handedly. You changed WWE forever when you stepped foot back in. So he gave him a lot of praise. They talked about some memories and whatnot. And basically he's like, he told him that he loves him and that he's proud of him and all that, and, respects him, and just a lot of good stuff.
Thank you.
And he says, he talks about how he fought in the Hell in a Cell with the torn pack, and he won and finished your story and this, that, and the other. It's a privilege to watch you, he said. Cool. All that's good. The business is thriving. It's all because of you. All right. He's like, but it's WrestleMania time. He's like, I'm gonna kick KO so hard. I feel it already. You're gonna walk in, champ. You're gonna walk out, champ. After you kick Cena's ass up and down the Vegas Strip. Randy always knows what to say. He knows how to throw little things in and make it sound good. But when all the dust settles, I'm going to want to come after my 15th title. Awesome. I'm down with it all. Can't wait for Randy to go after his, the next title. So I liked it. I was okay with everything that happened here. I'm going B to start.
All right, trivia.
All right. Well, thank you, Greg, for the likes and everything, and thank you, everybody, for the likes. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, Cody came out started off the show, which has been, the norm the last couple shows that they've been on the UK tour. And then I think when Randy came out, the crowd really went crazy. They're chanting RKO, RKO. And, I mean, he was just praising he was praising Cody Rhodes. And, Cody really didn't have much to say. The look on his face sometimes was, should I get ready in case he tries something? Or I really don't think he's going to try anything right now. And then Drew McIntyre came out and he was talking with Randy about how his back is being held on by a thread and he's going to, come after him. And, Randy talking about how he was going to go after his 15th title, which is going to be interesting because I really think we've got ourselves some good programs here with Drew and Cody and Drew and Randy and KO and Randy. So it's going to be interesting coming up, especially WrestleMania season and after WrestleMania. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great way to start off the show. I gave it a B+.
Okay. I honestly could not have seen this more differently. Normally, you get promos and they get you excited and juiced for what's going to be happening, and this didn't do anything for me. If anything, it confused me a little more. I mean, obviously Cody Rhodes is in a huge matchup against John Cena, and he barely got to say anything about that match before Orton came out. And yeah, Cena Orton came out, was talking. I mean, he, made a not so subtle reference to Cody, leaving, being in AEW before coming back to WWE. And then Drew McIntyre comes out. I mean, this whole segment felt like it should have been important, but it just wasn't. I mean, all they did was, recap things and talk about things that we know are coming in the near future. It felt like this was something that you would see in the middle of the show when they, we've got 3 hours to fill. We need to kill some time here. And I got nothing out of it. Yeah, okay, so Randy wants to go for 15, and if Cody wins, he's coming after him, but Drew's gonna. Okay, all right. Yeah, like I said, there really was not much I liked about this. I didn't hate it, but if it wasn't for the crowd, I honestly would have given this like a D plus to a C minus. So I'll go a little bit higher and go C plus.
All right, Mr. 24/7. Thank you all. Thank you for all those likes. I appreciate that.
Man. And it was at 3:05. I look away and talking. I keep thinking it's at 1,000.
Yep.
All right. After that, we then got to the first matchup of the evening. It was a tag team matchup, whereas the Street Profits defending against Pretty Deadly. Trivia, you're up first.
Okay, thank you, Greg. I liked this match. I've said it in past shows that I think Pretty Deadly is getting better and better every time I see him in the ring. The crowd was definitely behind both of them, but they were really loud for Pretty Deadly because they were home. And I mean, I think it was a great idea to put the tag team titles on the Street Profits right now. They're hot. They're a good tag team. You've got a couple of tag teams in the waiting. You got Pretty Deadly. You got Los Garza. You got Motor City Machine Guns. You got DIY. So the tag team division on SmackDown, I mean, you got all those teams going after one title, and I really enjoyed this match. Montez Ford, almost said Montel. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins are just they're not heels, but they're kind of borderline. I think some of the way they handle themselves in the ring kind of looks a little heelish, but they end up still getting over with the crowd, and the fans are just loving it. I'm liking it as a tag team. I think they did a good job putting the titles on them. I gave it a B.
Okay.
Walter, thanks for joining.
I am up next. Yeah, I mean, this was, I mean, so early on in the show, this, honestly, wound up being the best matchup of the show. I enjoyed this match very much so. I mean, the four-way collision they had in the middle of the ring, was a fun moment, and the crowd popped for it. And one thing, you don't actually realize how deceptively big both Elton Prince and Kit Wilson are as far as how muscular they are. And until you see them standing to somebody big like Angelo Dawkins, they really, and once again, if not for this, what I consider a dumb gimmick that they have, these guys could be a really, really strong force in this tag division. I mean, like I said, it was a very competitive match with a lot of fun, double team spots, and obviously we got the Doomsday Blockbuster at the end for the win. But it never felt once in that matchup that Pretty Deadly had a chance it was going to win. And that was the only thing, especially, not that they should have won, but I don't think they should have lost. I wouldn't have, I know they had a dark matchup with both Motor City Machine Guns and DIY in it. Why not have something where Pretty Deadly doesn't take the loss? Outside interference, something, just to get the crowd happy. But once again, this is going to be the opening match was a strong match. I'll give it a B+.
All right, DJ, I see the dog's making his cameo.
Oh yeah, Rafi's here.
Chaotic, thanks for joining.
Mr. Trivia, you are up. I'm not sure, Mr. 24/7. Sorry.
I liked it. It was good. Everything you said about Pretty Deadly is true. And we say it literally every week, I think. it's their gimmick. If they just weren't these little fairies twinkling out to the ring, everything would, it'd be so much better. I'm hoping, I feel like WWE has to know that. No? Like, by now, they have to know that this gimmick is hurting them. In my opinion, hurting them, because they're really good, and I think fans would really be able to get behind them if they were different, So, but yeah, they gave us a good match, as they usually do. Street Profits, they look really well too. So, I mean, they all were able to do get their stuff in, give us a bunch of good spots. You are right. They didn't really give Pretty Deadly, I won't say a chance to win, but not a single time during the match was I Pretty Deadly's about to win, and that sucks because they're good enough to do it. And I also agree with the way that the finish should have been.
Teskey, thank you.
WWE's good to have people come and ruin matches. Most of the matches we see on TV get ruined from outside interference. But then they don't do it on the ones that they probably should. It's weird. So, this should have been one that they did that. Later on, I think in the night, there might be one that they shouldn't have, but right now, they missed this one. So, whatever. I mean, I do like a finish and a 1, 2, 3 out. I will always, give a match a little extra to have a clean finish. Just in this case, I don't think Pretty Deadly should have took a 1, 2, 3, being where they were and what they were trying to do. So, I mean, other than that, they had a good match. It was a good tag team match. I went B. I think they probably messed up a little at the end, but besides that, I'll go B.
Okay. After that, we then went to another tag team matchup where it was Caden Carter and Katana Chance taking on Chelsea Green's Secret Hervis, Alba Fire, and Piper Niven. I get to lead off with this.
Greg, did you give us your Pretty Deadly Profits? Because I started that off. I was wondering if you.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed it then. I'm sorry.
No surprise, you never listen to me, so. Once again, after that, we went to tag team matchup where it's Caden Carter and Katana Chance taking on Chelsea Green's Secret Hervis, of Alba Fire and Piper Niven. And, it's the first time we saw Carter and Chance, in a tag match on TV in months. And it was kind of for me, it was a hit and miss with them. They still have some amazing moves they do, but some of the timing of things they did were off. When you look at Katana Chance standing next to Piper Niven or even Alba Fire, she's such a tiny woman. She's 5 feet tall and 95 pounds.
Yeah.
And would you believe that she's 35 years old? I mean, she
Wow.
looks like she just graduated from high school 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Aiden Carter, she showed a little bit of power that she has when she was able to give Piper Niven a Samoan drop, which is pretty cool. But Piper Niven, she took control of this match because of her size and her power. Kind of allowed her to dominate most of the time she was in there. We saw them get the victory. Alba Fire and Piper Niven on their way to a women's tag team title, like I predicted in our What If last week. And then the three of them start beating down Carter and Chance, and 4'11", Zelina Vega comes running out for the save. Come on. It's like a grizzly bear being afraid of a fox. What the fuck? But, I guess it was okay. I didn't understand why Vega didn't accompany them down to the ring in the first place. when the whole confrontation, the beginning of the show led to this matchup, had Zelina Vega involved, but whatever. It was just okay. I gave it a C-.
Okay, TT, thanks for joining in. What's happening? Not much. We're doing our Top Rope Report podcast there. Tune in. Check us out.
And Mr. 24/7, you are up.
All right. It was okay. It was very, I won't say it was very sloppy, but they were just off on a lot of spots, like you said, and it was just noticeable, and it was noticeable pretty much from the beginning. So to me, I kind of checked out a little bit during it. Chelsea was out there. I'm pretty sure she was in heels, I think. It's always fun, I guess, when she's there, especially when she's just on the outside. She's usually able to give us a little bit of entertainment. So I will say that part of the match, I guess, was good, but the match was just that Piper just used her size and just kind of just beat him down. There's not a whole lot to say. It's weird because Kaden and Katana, we don't see them often. I don't know what was happening, but whatever. They're back. They're here, and it just they lost. I feel like that's what they usually do. So I don't know. It's hard to explain the way I feel about them as a tag team because I feel like with the women's tag teams that we have, I guess they look most like a tag team than most of the other tag teams, but they just gotta get better. They gotta, I don't know. There's something about them that just makes me just go blah. Yeah, they're not horrible. This match wasn't horrible. It was just like, okay. I went C+. Zelina coming out, kind of doing her thing, blah, blah, blah. I agree with you. I think she probably should have came out with them, but whatever. C+. It was just a blah segment.
All right, trivia.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the grade, DJ. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the live. I appreciate that. It was nice to see Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Like I had talked to Greg yesterday, it's been a while since we've seen them. The Secret Hervis, I really don't want to see them as a tag team much. Just, do what they're supposed to do as Chelsea Green's protectors, so to speak. And, Zelina Vega coming out really did nothing for me anyway. Like Greg said, it's like a bear going against a fox. That kind of really did nothing. And I really didn't care too much for this match. I gave it a C+.
Alrighty.
Rubely, thank you.
After that, we then went to a singles matchup for the Intercontinental title, for the U.S. title. LA Knight taking on one big SOB, Braun Strowman. And hey, it's a match, and Mr. 24/7 gets to lead us off.
Hey, it was all right. It wasn't one of the best, one of the U.S. title matches that we've seen, but it was okay. Braun Strowman pretty much just gave us what he gives us, He got his whole move, all this stuff, man. And LA looked good, being how, he's not a whole lot smaller than him, but Braun's pretty much bigger than everyone. So I thought LA did a good job at, sticking with him, taking everything that Braun gave him. I think Braun pretty much started the match off strong. And LA just kind of fought back, was able to take over. And they had a decent match. They fought on the outside for a while. And LA was able to hit a couple big moves at the end, big back suplex, big people's elbow. And right when you think, okay, we might, we're going to get a clean finish here. Jacob Fatu comes out and just attacks Braun. And it's just like, come on. Like, they should have had in the other match,
Hey, Walter.
should have had the, the run in. This match, I feel, shouldn't have. This is a title match, so I just feel like it ruins title matches. I don't care what title it is. If we're seeing a actual title match, I just feel like that kind of stuff is just lazy. So he comes out and Braun wins by DQ. He attacks Braun. Pretty sure he threw LA out or whatever. He did something to get rid of him, and he hits a bunch of Samoan drops, big moonsault, and he just left Braun laying there. So I don't know. The match I thought was okay, and then it just blah at the end. So I'm gonna go B-. It's unfortunate that a title match was ruined like that.
Okay, trivia.
Yeah, I kind of like this match at the start. I really don't know what WWE is doing with Braun Strowman. I mean, the man is 6'9" or 6'8" or however big he is, 350, 60 pounds, and he's constantly losing. I mean, I'm really getting to like Jacob Fatu now. I'm really liking, the crowd is behind him. I can't wait to see. It's kind of like the Austin Theory, Grayson Waller situation, waiting for the turn. And I'm looking forward to that. But I thought LA Knight, held his own against a guy who's, definitely a lot bigger and a lot stronger than LA Knight. But like DJ said, you get interference like that and it ruins the title match. But that's the thing that ruined it for me was the interference. I wanted to see a nice finish, and I gave it a C+.
Okay. I'm up next, or should say last. Yeah, I mean, this could have been a better match. Braun Strowman, once again, he just does not look like he's moving that well. He's very stiff-legged. I mean, okay, 6'8", 241 pounds. He's 41 years old. So, I mean, we all know how it is getting up there in age. But, I don't know. Jacob Fatu coming in afterwards just didn't make sense. Attacking Strowman, and now there's going to be a last man standing match between Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman next week. And, I mean, what the hell is going to happen with that? I don't know. If Braun Strowman is the monster among men and he's one big SOB, like Mike said, why is he losing all these matches? I guess, but it's the right thing to keep the title on LA Knight? Yes. Does the no contest or disqualification, depending on where you look, it was, I've seen decisions both ways. But, does that save things for Braun Strowman and maybe set up something later between LA Knight and Braun Strowman again? Yeah, I don't know if it's something I want to see at WrestleMania, but this was just, an average match. Wade Barrett made note of it during this. He talks about his loins just a little too much. It's becoming like almost as much as LA Knight saying, yeah, is Wade Barrett talking about his loins. Strowman hitting that big boot just moments after Knight, was talking some trash, was, funnier than it probably supposed to be. But it was just, after that, just a regular match. I gave it a C+.
DJ, you must be getting sore fingers tapping that like button.
I want 10,000. We still got a while. I think we can do it.
Okay, yeah. Come on, everybody. We're looking for 10K likes there. Let's go.
Yes. After that, we then saw a video that confirming the debut of Rey Fenix on next week's SmackDown. We also saw the mystical fog and dark and weird voice with shadowy figures. Before that, a lot of people thought that was Rey Fenix, but with the two separate vignettes, I think it's obvious that it's not. We then went to a singles matchup where it was Michin looking to get redemption for BFAB by taking on Charlotte Flair. Moments before that, we did see an emotional pre-recorded video from Naomi directed at Jade Cargill and everything. But the matchup we had was once again Michin and Charlotte Flair. Trivia, you're up first.
Alrighty, thank you. Yeah, I thought this was an okay match. I mean, it started off with Naomi attacking Michin, and you know, I would just like. I mean, I understand this WWE, it's pro wrestling, it's going to happen, but I would just like to see one match where nobody else gets involved. It's not going to happen, but. It's nice to see Naomi the way she is now. But getting back to this match, I think, hey, Uncle Bill, what's up? I think this was an okay match. Michin is, I mean, to me, she holds her own with anybody right now in the ring. She's gotten so much better since her last days when she was in, I can't remember the group that she was with before, when she had the mask on and everything. But yeah, she's improved so much. And Charlotte, well, you knew Charlotte wasn't going to lose to Michin. She had the figure eight on her, kind of didn't want to let go, and Michin ended up tapping out. But I thought the match could have been a little bit better. But like I said, Charlotte definitely got the win, which gives her a little bit of momentum going into WrestleMania. But I know we still got 3 more weeks to go. But it was an okay match. I gave it a B-.
I'm confused. Who was wearing a mask?
Remember that group of people that Michin was involved in when they wore the
with Dominic whatever
Dijak. Yeah, they used to hang out outside the ring.
With Retribution?
Yeah, Retribution. That's it. Yeah, I couldn't remember their name.
I think she wore a bandana.
Or bandana or whatever it was. Yeah.
I totally forgot she was involved in that. Okay. All right.
Marco, thanks for joining.
I'm up next. So BFAB and Michin come down, and Naomi comes out and attacks Michin and BFAB because maybe that brief 7-second conversation they had with Jade Cargill backstage, so she needed to prove her point. But what point did she prove? Jade Cargill then came running down. Naomi took off, and as Jade Cargill's helping BFAB to the back, we get Charlotte Flair's entrance starting, and then we get, which was the best part of the whole thing, which wasn't much, the kind of eye-to-eye stare down between Charlotte Flair and Jade Cargill. I think Jade Cargill wants nothing to do with that right now. She's got to focus on a less accomplished, less talented wrestler, Naomi. They get that taken care of first. Because in the ring, Charlotte would bury her. But anyways, it really got a little pop from the crowd. The match itself, it just had a very slow pace. Didn't get much time into the match itself before they went to a commercial break. So it felt like they never really found their groove until just towards the end. And then Flair, gets the figure eight, and okay, she's putting her in a figure eight, and I'm thinking she's going to hold it. hold it, and then we're gonna hear Tiffany time, and then Tiffany Stratton's gonna come running down, but nope. Match ends. Then after that, they go to a brief interview with Tiffany Stratton, not having any interaction at all with Charlotte, which after last week's debacle in their face-to-face interview was probably a good thing. But the match was it was forgettable. Like I said, it was slow. I gave it a C.
Okay, Faz Ali, thank you for joining.
Mr. 24/7.
Yeah, to me, I'm having trouble with Charlotte. I know who she is, what she did, all that. One of the best ever. I get all that. I'm just having trouble watching her since she came back. I think from everything, from even her look, she looks like she's dwindling away. She's just wasting away. Like, I don't know. Everything about what we're getting, I'm not into. Hopefully it'll change, but at this moment, blah. I love what we're getting from Naomi, but I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I guess I didn't mind it too much, the running from Naomi in the beginning there. I didn't mind it a whole lot. They're just trying to show us what they're doing with her. Fine, I get it. Jade coming out, trying to help, blah, blah, blah. It was cool, but it just didn't really, to me, have anything to do with Scarlett versus Meechin. So it was just whatever, I guess, their way of getting everybody in. It was a blah match, to be honest. I mean, Charlotte pretty much started strong, did all her stuff. Meechin she had spots. She got some offense in and was able to hit some moves, but Charlotte pretty much was just too much for her. After Meechin went for a big kick at the end, she missed. She kicked something. I forgot how exactly that went. Steel. I don't know. I forgot what it was, but Charlotte took advantage of it. Boom, figure eight, and got the win. And yeah, you're right. She didn't hold it like I thought she was going to do. So I was okay with all that. It was just basically it was another blah segment to me. The stare down with Charlotte and Jade, yeah, that was the best part of this whole thing. I was kind of like, ooh, like I don't think I'll mind seeing it. But for the match, the segment, I'll go see. It was just another blah.
33, thanks for joining. Greg, thanks for liking the live.
After that, we then saw Jacob Fatu get into a brief confrontation, heated altercation verbally with Solo Sikoa, just kind of promoting more division in the family. After that, we then went to another singles matchup where it was Drew McIntyre taking on the Viper, Randy Orton. Trivia, you're up first.
Okay. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I thought this was a good match. I mean, I was surprised that, they were so quick. I mean, I really can't say surprised that they were so quick to put this match on last night after, the confrontation that they had, and they had it on the same night. But I thought it was a good match. I was really surprised that Drew McIntyre got the pinfall win, the 3 count, even though I spoke to Greg, and Greg had said, he did give him the Claymore, and that took Randy right down. That took Randy down right there, and it was just a pretty good match. I can't wait to see the two go at it again. KO came out, tried to give Randy the package pile driver, I believe he calls it, and to no avail, and that didn't work. But I mean, yeah, I just thought that it was a pretty good match. It was nice to see the two going at it. I think this is the first time in, quite a while that I've seen Randy Orton going against Drew McIntyre. I enjoyed the match. I gave it a B+.
Okay. I'm up next. I mean, these were fought many times before, but this it was just. I mean, yeah, it was 7 minutes and 7 minutes 56 seconds, which was the longest match of the night. Just to give you an idea of the match quality this week. But I mean, it was fun until the ending, and once it was on the short side, Kevin Owens coming down, kind of distracting Randy Orton to turn around and get the big Claymore, and then the 1, 2, 3 pin. At first I didn't understand why this wasn't the last match of the night.
No.
When we go and talk about what was actually the last match of the night, it didn't make sense. This should have been the last match of the night. The crowd was singing, for Drew McIntyre. I mean, he is from the UK, so that makes sense. But at this point, too many matches a night had dirty endings. I mean, WWE really needs to figure out a good way to limit those, so we don't get 3, 4, 5 of them all in the same night.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, you kind of knew it was going to happen. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are going to be fighting, and let's have Kevin Owens come out with a distraction. But the match quality was decent. I'll go B-.
Okay, Todd, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Okay, guys, we're halfway to our 10K goal. Come on now.
Mr. Trivia, you're up.
DJ.
Sorry, Mr. 24/7.
Yeah.
What happened to Mike keep talking?
It was all right. I agree it should have been the main event, but what are you gonna do? I think if they're gonna have Randy Orton take a 1, 2, 3, then just have him take a 1, 2, 3. Like you said, we didn't need the whole KO thing. We get that they're gonna fight. We get that they want to brawl, and this we already seen it. We know what's gonna happen. We didn't really need it. Because I think it was good too that they let Drew get a win. Not that I want to see Randy lose, but I feel like Randy Orton is just at a point where win, lose, or draw, nothing is going to hurt him, at all. So I'm okay with Drew getting, to me, a big win. I know it really didn't mean anything, but whatever. I'm okay with it. I guess the KO part wasn't bad. It was just unnecessary. Yeah, it was okay. Big Claymore at the end for the win for Drew.
McKenzie.
I don't know. I'll go B-. With someone like Randy versus Drew, obviously it could have been way, way more to this. But with what we got, yeah, I'll go B-.
Okay. Well, after that, we went to the next match for the evening. And this resulted in, after a kind of a brief little confrontation, after we saw the slap heard round in the UK with Jimmy Uso smacking Gunther in the face last week on Raw. We had Big Jim Uso taking on The Miz. Trivia, you're up first.
All righty, thank you, Greg. Yeah, they made, like you said, they made this match from backstage when they were talking about the slap, and we saw Miz and Jimmy Uso having a little conversation in the back, talking, and then Carmelo Hayes was there, and all of a sudden Jimmy goes like that, and Miz kind of backed away, and that led to the match. I thought it was a good match. I thought the right person won. They're just making Jimmy Uso I think they're going to make Jimmy Uso kind of like into Jay. We might see a singles title around the waist of Jimmy, maybe a secondary title eventually. I thought this was a really good match. And, like I said, Jimmy looked good. The Miz is just, The Miz, plain and simple. I mean, we know his career is kind of winding down a little bit. He's been in the business over 20 years, so was kind of nice to see him in the ring again. I thought it was a good match. I gave it a B plus.
Wow, you really liked this show. I was once again I was underwhelmed. First and foremost, it was a little surprising that Carmelo Hayes didn't come down the ring with The Miz. I mean, they kind of seemed to be a duo now. They were backstage together when Jimmy Uso was there. Joe Tessitore, he said live on TV that Jimmy has had more matches than anyone else on the main roster in 2025. Well, you know me, I love to fact check. And Jimmy Uso, yes, he's been in quite a few matches. He's been in 15. But you know who's been in more on the main roster? Carmelo Hayes has been in 16. Chris Sabin has been in 17. LA Knight has been in 18. So, Joe, come on. If you're going to have a stat announced, please get the stat right. Because, I will double check and fact check anything. And I mean, Jimmy, Uso started taking The Miz to, kind of beating him down, taking the offense. Went to commercial break as he took The Miz over the barricade in the timekeepers area. And they came back from the commercial. The Miz kind of took over and controlled the pace for a little bit. But, Jimmy wound up getting the win with the Uso splash. And, this was just a little bit better than okay for me. I gave it a C+.
Okay. Mr. 24/7 still liking the live. Thank you. Greg, thank you.
Mr. 24/7, you're up.
All right. So, yeah, decent match. Could have been better. Could have been worse. I think they both looked okay. Even Miz. I mean, one thing about Miz is for so long, he's decent. He's still pretty dang good. They did all right together. They fought outside for a while. They fought inside. They went back and forth. They both got their stuff in. It was a typical little one-on-one match for TV. So it wasn't horrible. Miz, he went to do a springboard something at the end, and Jimmy super kicked him and hit this big splash. So yeah, I like it. I'm happy Jimmy's winning.
Happy, thank you.
He's getting singles wins. Miz, I think with Miz, I think he's at the point in his career also where a win, lose, or draw really doesn't do much for, I think the wins probably do for Miz. But if he sits in there and takes a loss, I don't think anyone's going to think about it the next day. Like, he's just where he's at. So, all right for me. Could have been better. I got B-. I'm looking forward to seeing more, Jimmy Uso. So we'll see.
All right. After that, we then had Roman Reigns. Nick Aldis in the ring, ready to bring out. I get to lead off, so I'm just going to go right on into it. Bring out the three men, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk for a contract signing for the WrestleMania match. Roman Reigns came out first, and once again, Paul Heyman had the microphone. And if there's one thing you love to hear is Paul Heyman on the mic, even if we're just 5 seconds, and we didn't get that then. We had the crowd who always does, they always sing Cody Rhodes, and they did that to Roman. Took a few minutes or a few moments to get the whole crowd into singing, but they did. And Roman Reigns milked that shit like a cow. He was a dairy farmer to the point as to where he then put the microphone up to Paul Heyman, who then started doing Roman Reigns, and then to the of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins' music's hit, and you could see him looking at Nick Aldis, angrily asking him, like, did you do this? Obviously, he knew that was coming out. They all had their own little private security, which didn't make sense because, at the end of the day, I was expecting all three men to brawl. Why else would you have all that extra security? But nothing happened. And then, it was funny. Seth Rollins, is one of those great things about Seth Rollins, is as the crowd is singing his song, he puts the microphone up to Paul Heyman as if to say, like, are you going to sing with me? And he didn't. And, he started talking about, things that they did, that they built. And Roman Reigns shut him up real quick, like, things that we built, I did this, I did this, I did this. And then CM Punk comes out, briefly stands up on the top rope, talks about, everybody doing their singing and he's there for two things. One, that chew gum and sign a contract. And then he's walking up to him, he spits the gum out and says, and I'm all out of gum. And then he's looking at the contract, thumbing through pages. And Roman Reigns is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What you got to read it? He says, go ahead. Page 4, column 5, or page 5, section 4, whatever it was. And then he's a wise man. Take care of this. And Paul Heyman goes up to him and tells him, it is what you want is in there. You will close out WrestleMania. And then CM Punk gets all emotional. and you can see the tears in his eyes. And immediately, Seth Rollins freaks out, starts yelling, you don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Wipe the tears away. And that's it. We get the signing of the contract. And then, the little credits start going on the bottom. And CM Punk, acknowledges his tribal chief, the big dog, everything. And then he said, but that was not the favor, and leaves the cliffhanger. Okay. Was it entertaining? Yes. Would I have liked to have seen a trivia contract signing and a little bit of physicality? Yeah. Good way to end the show. Okay. I'm going to give it a B-.
Okay.
Mr. 24/7.
Ben, thanks for joining.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. They all are good talking, so they all were pretty entertaining. Roman, I think, was the most entertaining. He's funny, man. When he tries to be funny, he is. He says weird shit, but it's funny. Let me see, where is it? He said, London. Well, first, London acknowledged me. Big Pop, OTC chants. The singing of Roman Reigns. Like you said, it took them a little bit, but they ended up getting it. All you hear is Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. So to hear another name in that, I guess, was all right.
Hey, Jay.
But he's like, I'm here for two reasons. One, to be acknowledged. Two, to sign a contract. Seth comes out. Another Big Pop. They're singing his song, too. I thought one thing about the whole show, they gave the fans a lot to do. They sang a lot. They brought out everybody whose entrance song, it hits with the crowd. So I thought they did it right in that part. So Rollins comes out, Big Pop, fans are singing along. Seth pretty much, I thought, was hilarious when he put the mic in front of Heyman. Like, come on. That to me was just, it was a nice little part. And he starts talking a little bit about how, 12 years ago, me and you, Roman, we landed in a helicopter on this roof. We did so much, basically he says, we accomplished our mission. And Roman's like, whoa, you keep saying we and our. We died a long time ago. It's only been me. I did all the work. I made this place better than we found it. What have you done? And Seth gets pissed. And he starts talking again about how his biggest mistake is not seeing what's in front of him, talking about how he let Punk in the garden and even shook his hand. So Seth is mad. He's pissed that Roman did that. And he goes to say, I got to clean, do what I always do and clean up your mess. Punk comes out, another big pop, all that. And then we see some security coming out behind Punk. So to me, I'm thinking, awesome. They're going to fight. So they're going to have to try to break them up. But it didn't happen. I don't know, why they even brought all them dudes out. But Punk tries to be funny. I came here to chew gum and sign a contract, blah, blah, blah. It was cool. And while he's reading it, Roman's like, what do you need, a highlighter? Today, Junior. So I like that part too. And Roman's like to Heyman, like, go smarten your boy up. And Heyman's on, Heyman gets on his knees and he's like, it's in there, don't worry. You're gonna, close out the show, da da da. You'll get your dream. He even kissed him on the head, so I thought Heyman did a good job there. And Seth gets pissed. You don't deserve to main event Mania. And Punk's like, whatever. He stands up and he's thanking everyone. And that's when Roman's like, you should be thanking me. I'm the reason you're in this match. And I like that they had Punk say all that. Thank you, my tribal chief. Thank you, head of the table, the big dog, for allowing a kid from Chicago to be graced by your presence. So I like this, he's being sarcastic, but sounding, like he means it. I'll see you in the main event. Then they start chanting, you deserve it, which was cool. I like that part too. Punk's like, thank you, but that's not the favor that I'm owed. I like that they left it for us thinking, I do want to know what this favor is already, but I'm okay with him getting added to this match was not the favor. I like that. So, good way to end. I still think it should have been the match. I still think it should have been one of the matches that was before. Probably should have ended this, the Street Profits, and then or one of the title matches, but whatever. I see why they did it. The three probably biggest names on the show, so I'll go B. I didn't think it was a horrible way to end the show here.
Yeah, cool trivia.
All right, thank you. Jay Olson now liking the live. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, I really didn't care too much for it. To me, it was just three guys standing around a table, yelling at each other, signing a paper. I wanted to see some physicality, and I think the physicality would have made this triple threat match at WrestleMania that much more enjoyable for me. I was on TikTok the other day yesterday, and somebody had said that they thought that the contract signing would have meant more if it was in Chicago, because that's where CM Punk is from, and that's where SmackDown's coming from next Friday, I believe. But yeah, it was okay. I mean, Paul Heyman saying it's in there, you got this, and Roman talking to Seth and Seth yelling at Punk, and the crowd was crazy. But yeah, I thought it could have been a little bit better. I thought it could have been a little bit of, especially with the security coming out. I mean, you had the security. Let's just see some. I mean, even if they're pushing each other or something, at least something physical leading up to WrestleMania. Maybe we'll see it down the road closer to WrestleMania. I don't know. But they had the three of them in there. I thought that would have been a pretty good time. But they all got the contract signed, and it's in stone for WrestleMania, the triple threat match. We know it's going to close out night one. So I gave it a B-.
So overall?
TJ?
Overall, I think I'll go B-.
Okay. Overall, yeah, I gave it a B+.
Yeah. I mean, I'm struggling to give it higher than a C+. I really am. It was, what did I have here? It was one of the least memorable episodes in recent memory. And this is building up to WrestleMania. And the only thing we got WrestleMania related was the 3-man contract signing. Nothing else had WrestleMania ramifications. I can't go any higher than a high C+.
Okay. And that was our Friday Night SmackDown recap. I just want to let everybody know who's listening on TikTok and YouTube as well. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock for all you on the East Coast, Monday Night Raw will be live on Netflix, 3 a.m. tomorrow afternoon on the East Coast. So check that out. And right now we are going to go to the best part of the show. It's always been my favorite part of the show. Hopefully on TikTok it'll be yours as well. It's Nuggies News. So Greg, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, first and foremost, let's get off some of these quick hits. It is being reported that WWE is working on a PLE to emanate from the country of India. If that happens and they truly do like they do when it's live there at 8 p.m., that means it'll be live here, I think, at noon or 11 a.m. In the East Coast. So, I mean, don't know what it is, when it is, how it is, which one it may be, but Tony Khan or Nick Khan says he really wants to get one in the country of India. For those of you that are fans of the show Evolve, WWE, once again, they have this show that they have on Wednesdays exclusively on Tubi. And it highlights, people that aren't even in NXT that work at the Performance Center, as well as some independent wrestlers from around the country or the area. Well, this past week's Evolve, we saw the debut of Helix in a tag team matchup. For those of you that don't know who that is, Helix is actually main roster referee Jessica Carr. She made her debut. I don't know if you saw it. If you didn't, don't go rushing to Tubi to see it. She's got work to do. I'll just say that. She definitely looks the part, but, once again, it's on Tubi if you want to go check it out. It's about 2/3 of the way through the show. She actually took the loss, but it was because her partner was flirting with the guys in the VIP lounge. So, WWE, for the first time since 2018, obviously, we know that the two main events of the evening are going to be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and then a triple threat match of CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. So this will be the first time since 2018 that the winner of the Royal Rumble match will not close out WrestleMania. Guys, is this a disjustice to either Charlotte Flair or Jey Uso? Or are we fine with them not having a Royal Rumble winner close out one of the nights?
Well, as a matter of fact, I found out that this is the first time, like you said, Greg, this is the first time that both Royal Rumble winners are not main eventing. I don't think it's a disrespect. I mean,
not both Royal Rumbles.
I mean, both winners.
Last year.
Who main evented last year's Royal Rumble? Main evented WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Cody.
And who was the other one? When was the women's one? That wasn't the main event.
Oh, okay. Well, then I was misquoted by one of the websites here. But no, I don't think it's a I don't think it's a disservice. I mean, mix it up a little bit. We all know that they're Royal Rumble winners. We all know they got their title shots, and I just think it's something different. And I think it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like main event Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, especially being Jey, I feel that he should have been closing out night one. I mean, even because of the name, not just because of the name, but because it's always like when the Royal Rumble's here, who's going to win in main event? WrestleMania. Who's going to main event WrestleMania? They say it over and over and over, and no one is. Like CM Punk, Roman, and Seth. I'm okay with them not main eventing. Like, I don't need them to main event. There's no title, whatever. So, that hurts to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you go to Royal Rumble to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. I mean, obviously we knew that Charlotte Flair and Tiffany wasn't going to main event one of the nights. So women's matches, I mean, a women's match of that level wouldn't. I mean, if you had something weird where maybe it was Rhea, Bianca, and Charlotte or something like that, maybe. But, I mean, Jey Uso and Gunther. Gunther is a world heavyweight champion. How is, once again, it is advertised as you win Royal Rumble and you go on to main event WrestleMania. You're not in the main event if you're not closing out a show.
Orlando, thanks for joining.
This past week, it had become official that Saraya is no longer with AEW. So, guys, what are you? True Nuggies News, give me your grades. Likelihood and excitement level on her being in WWE.
TJ?
Unfortunately, I feel like it probably could happen. I'll go 6 for likelihood. And I don't know how I feel about it, like, because she definitely ain't. She's not Paige DeVoe. She's not way different, but she's just not the same. I don't know. I'm going to go 6-4.
Okay, trivia.
I'll go a little higher on the first one. I'll go 7. The excitement level for me will probably be 7.5, 8. So.
Okay. I mean, likelihood. I'll go 50-50. Excitement level, it really can be based on in what way, shape, or form she comes back.
No.
If they bring her in and they throw her, say, right into the main event scene, no. I mean, I've seen different suggestions as to her coming back and either getting into a campaign, one-on-one type campaign with Rhea Ripley, or maybe even coming and aiding Rhea Ripley and kind of having a tag team, because, I mean, Rhea Ripley's never had anybody, not that Paige is equal to her, but character-wise equal to her that you can even think about pairing her up as the tag team other than Damian Priest, but they don't have a mixed tag team title. And or something involved with the Wyatt Six, where she could be set up as actually being the true voice in the head of Uncle Howdy, the one talking to Uncle Howdy and stuff. So, I mean, it's going to depend on the storyline, so I'll go 7.
Okay.
Let's go on to some buy or sell rumors. So the first one, the rumor is what to do with Braun Breaker? According to Fightful Select, the current tentative plan at WrestleMania is something that Mike has told me about, and I don't want it as a fatal four-way for his title, where he defends the title against Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. Guys, are we buying or selling a fatal four-way for the IC title with these four men?
I'm going to buy it. I think that, that's where it's going to cause, I believe that's probably where it's going to cause the split between Dom and Finn Balor. And, maybe it'll cost Braun Breaker his title. We're not sure. But I'm going to buy it.
I think I'm going to actually sell this. We haven't really heard much of anything like that happening. I'm going to sell it.
Okay. I'll buy a multi-person match.
Yeah.
But maybe a triple threat with Penta and Finn Balor. Because I think if you put Dominic in this match, it's so that Dominic walks out with the title. By possibly pinning Finn Balor. So that's the only thing about this one. Next one. John Cena's odds. The odds in the match between John Cena and Cody Rhodes keep swinging more and more in the favor of John Cena. So is it buy or sell that John Cena is the heavily favored person to win?
DJ?
I'll buy it. I think he is. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm going to buy it as well. I don't think that they're going to have that they had John Cena turn heel against Cody Rhodes just to have him lose at WrestleMania. Even if he wins the title for the 17th time and then maybe loses it, by the end of the year or something, at least, I think the purpose of him turning heel was to get the title match against Cody Rhodes and to win it. So I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, right now I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to say mainly because there's nobody in WWE right now that can match Cody Rhodes on a fan level. I think the determination of him going heel at that and determining whether he was going to win or not was how well he would be hated. And I think that was, a clear and yes, we're over 10 grand.
Yes, we are.
My fingers hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna buy this one that he is definitely, the heavy favorite.
All right, we got the likes up to 10K. Thank you, everybody. Let's bring Greg was the only one that was kind enough to send the goat there, so everybody else follow suit. But thank you for the 10K.
All right, next rumor. Drew McIntyre has apparently teased something big in the works with The Rock ahead of WrestleMania. Guys, are we buying or selling maybe a partnership between The Rock and Drew McIntyre?
Well, I'm going to sell it for right now because I haven't really seen Drew McIntyre and The Rock, anywhere talking, making it look like they're, up to something. But I'm going to sell it right now.
That's a tough one because I feel like they already missed it. They should have had him be the one, not Cena. They should have had Drew be the one to join them. So I feel like they already missed it on that one. But I could see it happening also. Especially if Cena wins and they want to kind of make a strong stable maybe or something. That's a tough one. I'm gonna buy it.
Okay. If you look at the conspiracy dirt sheets, when The Rock gave the throat slicing, he did it with two fingers, meaning there could be a second person involved in all this.
Yep.
Is that Cody Rhodes? I mean, is that Drew McIntyre? Is it R-Truth because she's a John Cena fanatic? Is it Becky Lynch? I don't know. I don't care. I'm not buying into it. Just like last year when everybody else did the thumbs up and Roman and The Rock did the L, whatever. But for now, I'm going to sell this one as well. Next one, the rumor. It's not a secret that SmackDown has been struggling lately. According to Fightful Selects, Sean Ross Sapp, whispers about the quality have been making the rounds within WWE. Are we buying or selling that it was a mistake to take SmackDown from 2 hours to 3 hours?
TJ?
Nah, I'm gonna sell that. I just think that just what they're giving us is just been blah. So I don't think it matters if it was 2 or 3. I mean, if they're gonna give us what they're giving us for right now for 3 hours, it would make it even worse, in my opinion. So yeah, I'll sell it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to sell it as well. I think we got more, in my opinion. I think we got more quality out of SmackDown when it was 2 hours. So
you're selling that it was a mistake to move it from 2 hours to 3 hours, but you're saying we got a better quality at 2 hours.
Oh yeah, I just contradicted myself. Yeah, I'll just sell it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it because I think as soon as Raw went to Netflix, it was just SmackDown's the B show, and they're gonna try to put it over as the A show. The only way to make it better is they've got a stacked roster, but a lot of the stacked part of the roster are part-time employees. So you got to do something to help build it up. You got a big roster. I think this one is right off the bat the easiest to buy of the week. Right now, WWE is in the final stages and preparing to announce that there will be an all-women's premium live event, once again, Evolution 2.0, in July. Guys will be buying or selling that they're going to have an all-women's premium live event.
I'm going to buy it. I think the first one they had was pretty good. And I think with some of the women that they have, not only on SmackDown and Raw, but NXT as well, maybe have them participate in it as well. I think it'll be good. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely buying it. I think, yeah, you're right. This is the easiest buy.
Plus, I understand it's going to be in Connecticut, so that'll make it a little bit easy, a little bit nicer.
Why, you plan on going?
No, but I mean, you have a nice a PLE in Connecticut. You don't see too many of them.
No. A little bit of news on the injury front, something I just missed. Right now, it is still unknown as to when Asuka will be returning from injury. Seeing different reports. One is that she's healthy and ready and waiting for creative, to another saying she's still having a little bit of ache and pain that's preventing her from getting back in the ring. So, I mean, her not being here on the road to WrestleMania, I don't know. Maybe they're going to wait for WrestleMania. If Io Sky wins, do we possibly get a Asuka coming out either just after that and turning on Io Sky, or what? We'll have to see. And in closing, I have a little gripe with this WWE UK tour. I know I brought this up to Mike yesterday, so we're going to let DJ give his opinion first. I think they have missed a huge opportunity and have been, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of hurting the WWE universe. We know the European crowds go crazy. And there's one WWE superstar that they always went crazy for whenever they appeared or performed over in the UK, more specifically, but definitely in Europe. This wrestler, even when they turned heel, was there a couple years ago, and they still cheered her and sang her song, and she broke character and had to smile. Guys, well, first, DJ, who do you think I'm talking about?
I'm going to say Rhea Ripley. Am I wrong?
Yep.
Okay.
But she's been seen over there. Other than 38 seconds this past Monday, Bayley.
Oh, Bayley?
A superstar that they... Hey, Bayley. Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to know, will you be my girl? And they sing that just as loud as Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. And they have not given that to this crowd. So, you know what? You got, well, what is it now, 11:30? So you've got 27 and a half hours to come up with a card where Bayley is featured in a match. Not only make me happy, but make the UK, the London crowd happy. Come on, Triple H, you can do it. That's what I've got for Nuggies News this week. Trivia, what do you got? We're coming up for some independent things as I step away for 1 second.
All right. Well, first of all, before I get to the indie news, I would like to say that on behalf of Top Rope Report, I would like to wish former Top Rope Report person T Black a very happy birthday. So his birthday's tomorrow. So happy birthday, Tony. Friday, April 11th, Blood, Sweat, and Tears Wrestling will appear at 105 Sanford Street in Hamden, Connecticut. The doors open at 8 p.m. Doors open at 7. Bell time is 8 p.m. The main event that night is Dustin Flash Waller from Meriden, Connecticut, will defend his title against Hammer Tunis. So for you guys who have not seen either one of them battle on the indie circuit, you're definitely in for a treat if you see that match. Also, we have, where else am I? What else do I have here?
You got a brand new notebook. Why don't you just write them all on one page?
Saturday, April 12th, Coliseum Pro Wrestling presents Opportunity for Success 4 at the West Haven Elks Club, 265 Main Street, West Haven, Connecticut. Doors at 7. Bell time is at 7:30. Tickets, general admission, $20. They will have a 4-way elimination match with Jay Champagne, Jeremy LaCroix, Giorgio Lawrence, and Fly-Nye Noriega, and the CPW Tag Team Championship match as the champions Hustle and Muscle will go against Alan Bano and Sunset Steve Garcia. And this just added, Northeast Wrestling will appear May 3rd at the Henry Abbott Technical School, Vocational School in Danbury, Connecticut. There will be an autograph session at 5 o'clock. Tickets start at $30. Scheduled on the show is Brad Baylor, who is part of the NXT, who is part of the Evolve show. The NEW champion Matt Taven will be on the card. Also, former NEW champion, now general manager, Brian Anthony will appear. The tag team of Waves and Curls will also appear. The NEW Live champion, Brett Goslin, will be there. along with Connecticut's own Wrecking Ball Legursky. And that show will be highlighted by two former WWE superstars. One is TNA, and I think the other one might still be in MLW or just floating around the indie scenes as Nick Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler, and Matt Riddle will be on the show in Danbury on Saturday, on May the 3rd at Henry Abbott School in Danbury, Connecticut. So anybody in that area, check out those shows. Deeza, thanks for joining. Aussie, thank you. Right now, we're going to go to our what if segment with DJ. So, DJ, what do you got for us?
All right. Mainly, I kind of stuck with the Mania theme here. So, the very first one I'm about to say don't even have nothing to do with Mania. So I lied there, but most of them are Mania. So, what if Rey Fenix and Penta go right into being a tag team? Do we want it? Does it work? Do they win titles? All that, or no?
Well, Rey Fenix is on Raw, isn't he? Penta's on Raw, isn't he?
Right now, yes.
And Rey Fenix is on SmackDown. So, I think the two of them might end up together if they do have the brand split or the draft or whatever they're going to do. But I think that if they end up getting together and teaming up, I can see maybe them going for the tag team titles.
Yeah, if they put them together, absolutely. I think people will just see how good they are on the ring. I know when they first saw Penta, they were juiced up for it. So I think seeing him with his brother and seeing why the Lucha Brothers were a top tag team anywhere and everywhere they've ever gone, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yep, absolutely. I agree. What if CM Punk's favor that he's owed has nothing to do with the WrestleMania? What the heck else could it be?
The only other thing I can think of is a number one contenders match. I have seen rumors that CM Punk's favor for Paul Heyman is to bring in another former Heyman guy to help, quote unquote, take out the Shield Brothers. If that happens, I'll probably get excited and puke at the same time. It's disgusting, but it's just, his favor could be, quite simply getting him a number one contender slot.
Yeah, I think that's probably where CM Punk is going, or maybe get him a title match somewhere down the line, whether it's with Gunther.
That would be a number one contender slot.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with Greg. I think that's probably what he's looking at, because he's made reference to, when he first came back, that he wouldn't mind being champion again. So.
Yeah. I can't really think of what else it could be. Because the whole time I thought it definitely had something to do with WrestleMania, and so we'll have to see, I guess. Keep waiting. So, all right, what if Cody wins at Mania, stays champion? Are we behind Randy challenging next and winning?
I am.
Hell yeah.
I definitely think Randy will challenge if Cody defeats John Cena.
I think Randy Orton challenges either of them.
Yeah.
I could see him kind of being that next one there. But yeah, if Cody wins, I think his next feud could be Randy Orton.
Jay Olsen says Punk needs a big match.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, right, so what if The Rock comes out with Cena at Mania and he comes down there and stays down there during the match? What legend should come out with Cody?
What legend? Mike, if you get one first, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Well, there has been rumors circulating around that if The Rock does be in John Cena's corner, that Stone Cold has offered his services to Cody Rhodes to be in his corner. But can we get? I mean, does that mean we might see something with The Rock and Stone Cold?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Stone Cold was the only one I could think of, only because of his relationship, so to say, with The Rock, and the fact that he's said to be in the best shape he's been in years, but he's also said that he can't take one more bump in the WWE. So I think that's where it was tough. Why not go old school and go Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Okay, Mick Foley's a good choice too.
Connection that Mick Foley come out with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. I think Stone Cold was pretty much what was on my mind when I made the question, but I don't know where Dustin Rhodes stands at the moment, if he can even do it, but that would be cool. Yeah, but Stone Cold was my main one. All right, before I ask this next one, I just want to make sure I'm correct at saying in both of the triple threat matches at Mania, everybody's a babyface, correct? Men and women, all six of them are babies, right?
Well, right now there's still technically only one triple threat. We don't know that Rhea, Bianca, and Io are going to be official yet.
Right.
Well, let's say she is. So they're all baby faces, correct?
Yep.
All right. So what if you're able to turn one of them into each, out of each three heel at this moment? Who do you turn?
I would say Seth and Bianca.
Seth, Bianca. Okay.
Exactly.
Yep. I think Bianca has to be the one, in my opinion. And with the men, I mean, we already seen a whole bunch of years of Roman. Punk, I think, is just at his stage in his career where he's got to stay babyface. So, yeah, I think Seth and Bianca is the way to go there. All right, what if Sami Zayn comes out during the Randy and KO match at Mania and interferes and causes some kind of a finish with an interference? Does that help or take away from the match, or does it at all? Do we want it? Should it not happen?
Well, if he comes out and for some way, shape, or form causes Randy Orton to lose, that I won't like. But if he comes out to really help finish screwing, Kevin Owens for kind of revenge, then I'd kind of be okay with it.
Yeah, Jay Olson says three brings more drama. Yeah, I agree with Greg. I mean, if he's going to come out and it ends up causing Randy to lose the match, then I'm not cool with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. To cause either one of them to lose, I wouldn't want. Not against Sammy or anything. Like, I always like to see Sammy, but yeah, I wouldn't want it to just, a WrestleMania match, no run-ins, no crappy finishes. All right, so what if Io loses her title at Mania? I feel like I asked this one in the last couple weeks. Does she stay in the title picture, or do we lose her I think I asked that last week, actually.
I don't remember you asking last week.
I don't remember
Okay.
you. I think
All right.
I think she'll stay in the title picture briefly.
Yeah.
And if she loses the title, she's already been a 2-time champion already. So I think she'll stay in the title picture briefly.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Thank you,
depends
Shannon.
on how the finish happens. I mean, I could definitely see her being in a mid-card title picture for forever.
Okay.
With the occasional pop-up to the main roster, to the main title. But I don't know if I mean, hypothetically speaking, Rhea gets pinned by Bianca. I kind of think that leaves Io out in the cold because we'll get a Rhea Ripley Bianca feud.
Shannon, thanks for the goat. I appreciate that.
All right, so what if Jay wins at Mania and Gunther shakes his hand, gives him a hug, raises his arm, turns babyface right then and there? Could a babyface Gunther, could a titleless babyface Gunther work? Or do they gotta keep him heel? He's too good at it.
I think we got to keep him heel. I don't think Gunther would make a good babyface,
Okay.
especially without the title.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing him give it a shot. But yeah, I think it's got to be. I think you got to keep him where he's at. All right, so I got a few more. I got 2 more, and they're kind of thinkers. All right, so what if you were the one to decide one person to debut or return on the Raw or SmackDown after Mania? Who gets the call up or return?
Raw after WrestleMania.
Raw or SmackDown, either one, whatever.
Hey, Mr. Wright, thank you.
Let's go with. Trying to think of. I don't want to go the obvious and say Becky Lynch or Roxanne Perez. I'm trying to think of a little outside of the box.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, and maybe almost kind of expected, but I'll say Fraxium debuts and challenges the War Raiders.
Okay, Jay Olson says Becky Lynch. I will say Trick Williams.
That's who I had in mind.
I think Trick Williams is main roster ready. I think he's kind of getting stale in NXT.
I think if they don't move Trick up soon, I think maybe he gets lost in NXT because he done did everything down there. I think it's past time. But the fact that the War Raiders aren't doing anything at Mania, and they're champions, so they got to do something. So I like what you said about.
Thank you for stopping in, Jay Olson.
All right, so this kind of goes to what we were talking about earlier with Braun Breaker. So, what if you had the pen to make an Intercontinental title ladder match at Mania? Just let's go 4 guys counting Braun. So add 3 to make it. Even though if they did, it would be like 5 or 6. But for time's sake, 3 other guys to add to Braun Breaker for a ladder match at Mania.
I would go Penta, Pete Dunne, Ludwig Kaiser.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, those are 3 really good choices. But I'm gonna switch out Pete Dunne with Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Only because Pete Dunne hasn't been around doing much of anything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Finn
And
Balor's a
if
good
you're
one.
going, if you're going 6 or 7, then you throw in, Pete Dunne in there with them.
Yeah. The only other one I thought of was Dominic, just because something funny or good always happens when Dom's there. Whether he's taking big bumps, getting beat up, he's entertaining. And the fans, even though they boo him, he continues to get loud, reactions. So I like Dom. Definitely Finn. You got to do something with Finn. He's too good to just be stuck where he's at.
Right.
The other name I had, I just can't remember where he was, but Andrade came to mind. The boy's good, man, and they just don't ever do anything with him. But I thought of the ladder match because I feel like they did that a whole bunch of times at Mania, and why not do it again? Give Braun Breaker another title match. So, but yeah, that's what I got for this week.
All right, great job. Thank you, DJ. Everybody, thank you for the 10.5 to 10.5K likes. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Greg, we got WrestleMania coming up in about 3 weeks. I believe we had discussed somewhere maybe we'd like to see probably 6 matches on each night.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Because right now they have what, 3 or 4?
Right now, it's officially listed. Night 1, we have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And then the triple threat, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And night 2, we have Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Then we have 3 other matches that have not been designated tonight. Tiffany versus Charlotte, Gunther versus Jay, Io, or Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair.
Okay. Now, this might sound like a crazy question to ask, but what do you think would be, I mean, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling. It is the showcase of the immortals, as they like to say. But what night of WrestleMania do you think has to be better than the next one, or is both shows going to be great in general?
Both shows should be equal, or relatively scheduled on paper, they should be equal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Maybe try to boost up night 1 a bit more than usual. Maybe just because I think most people come in thinking night 2 is gonna be the better, night. But yeah, they should be equal.
Okay.
On paper, you'll get one women's title match one night, one the other, and then it's when you compare them head to head, which was the better match.
Right.
That determines what's better. If you have the IC title for the men, you gotta have the US title for the men also, just on each night.
Okay. I mean, are we going to see a Chelsea Green title defense? Are we going to see a Lyra title defense?
That's who?
Huh?
Probably not.
Oh, I'm sure they'll come up with a.
That's a problem. I'm sure they'll. No, it's WrestleMania. You can't just throw matches together for pardon my French, wrestle fucking mania. You can't. It's 2 weeks for the Super Bowl. Oh, now we're gonna tell you who the Super Bowl halftime. No. In order to make WrestleMania as good as it should be, you need to have feuds. You have to have something in the pipeline.
Like Naomi.
Right now, I don't see anything worthy for either Lyra or Chelsea, unfortunately, to actually be on the WrestleMania card.
Like one of the feuds that's in the works, Naomi and Jade. We can put that on Mania.
More than likely, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody else got anything to add before we close up today?
No.
All righty. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in on TikTok. The 10.5K likes is awesome. And thank you for, you'll be checking it out on YouTube once I post it. So on behalf of the Nugster Greg and Mr. 24/7, this is the illustrious Mr. Trivia for the Top Rope Report saying thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern time, check out Monday Night Raw live on Netflix. Have a good one.
Later.
Okay, I'll be right back, everybody. So Shannon had a rough workout, huh?